Another kit has just come out for The Sims 4 today, and I feel like with this one, most of you probably didn't even hear about it because they only announced it like 2 days ago. I don't really get what they're going for with these kits. I find the whole thing kind of confusing and a little bit upsetting, but alas, we've got some more content, more DLC for The Sims 4, shockingly. Today they released the first fits kit, and it looks like it's gonna be like a kid's clothing kit. This one's kind of interesting because they actually collabed with a YouTuber on this one. They just posted this teaser on Twitter so you can see a kid kind of like swinging on monkey bars and kicking us in the face. But a couple of days ago when they announced it, they posted this tweet: with Urban Sims, a passionate Sims 4 storyteller as our fashion guide, set the next generation of trendsetters with kids clothing that is both fun and fashionable, perfect for any occasion in the Sims 4 first fits kit. So I don't really know what that means and like to what extent they collabed on this, but it sounds like Urban Sims helped them like kind of guide what clothes they picked to include. They also announced this Desert Luxe build kit that's also a collab, but that one's not out yet. Because this is the first collab kit, I'm really curious to see what comes in it and like what it all looks like. This one's actually kind of funny too because they did leak this one, but like different than the normal leaks. Usually when the kits leak, it's because there's like information in the game files after an update, or like the Microsoft store posts the listing too early. This time they leaked this kit on their own main menu. Like when the high school years pack came out, they put the wrong photo up. So the main menu had one of those like high school years is here, it's out now pop-ups, but it had this kit's artwork instead of the high school artwork. They fixed that real fast, but obviously a lot of people noticed because the package just come out. And we were all kind of like, now hang on, those don't look like teens. Like what is that? Well, it turns out it's kit artwork for this kit. They did give me a code for this, but because I can't like buy kit codes to do giveaways, I think I'm just gonna give away that code on stream tonight and I'll just buy it right now on Origin for myself. Okay, as it downloads, let's read this. Dress the next generation of trendsetters in fashion fit for a playdate with the Sims 4 first fits kit. Whether a child sim wants to turn heads on the first day of school or run around having fun with friends, these versatile styles will keep them looking fashionable and so cute. Key features. Whenever they have like key features listed for a kit, I'm like, now this seems a little bit much. Like I wouldn't say the kit has any features, but oh well. Dress to express. A lifetime of fashion choices starts when you become a big kid and can dress yourself. Give child sims more ways to express themselves with the kinds of leopard print jackets, patterned leggings, and colorful shades they'll want to wear when they grow up. Fashion is 24/7. Dress child sims in trendy looks that are fit for birthday parties, the classroom, or just hanging out with friends. These casual looks don't require a special occasion, but they won't be out of place at one either. All right, I joke, but it actually is kind of interesting to like hear their inspiration behind the kit, or at least behind like the kind of content they're adding. I say this like every time we get a fashion kit, but I'm not really like big into the clothing kits. I feel like I personally get a little bit more use out of the furniture and like build buy kits. I'm not a huge cast player, so any new Create-A-Sim assets to me feel like maybe not that worth it, so I probably wouldn't buy this one if it wasn't a YouTuber. You might be the opposite. You might love the cast stuff and hate the build stuff. I don't know. I'm just not a big cast player. Here are the two screenshots kind of teasing the new items, and we've got that same little like description here on the main page. All right, now for the fun part though. Let's actually look through all of the new stuff. I sincerely doubt this kit has any hairstyles. It looks like these are probably all from high school years, yeah. But we do have a new beanie. That's pretty cute. Oh, I'd like to see that one for adults. I love having more kids stuff, but now I'm like, wait a minute, can we get that one for adult Sims too? That's pretty cute. That's actually really fun because we only really have this other one from Get to Work, so it's kind of nice to get some new options. It looks like there are also a new pair of glasses, which is kind of fun. These are pretty trendy looking too. That's impressive. Okay, and everything here except for this jacket is new. This one is from the Throwback Fit kit. So we've got this new jacket, which is really cute. I'm kind of liking the color scheme on these. It's like sort of neutral, but there's also a lot of fun colors. They're just a bit more muted. Like this shade of yellow is probably one of my top 3 favorite colors of all time. We got a little fuzzy jacket with a striped shirt underneath. We need more jackets in this game anyway, so that's pretty nice. Simple little crew neck with a t-shirt under it. I really like this. I would wear this. We have this little camo print shirt. Oh, look at that like plaid swatch. Oh my God, this is really good. This is like a lot better than I was expecting. We have this little tank top. Look at the bow. Oh, that's so sweet. I really like the swatches on this. We have a little stripy sweater kind of thing with kind of that same color palette. I like this green one best. Can you? Oh, look at that. That's cool. We have a kind of shiny, like leathery jacket. I don't know what material is what. Don't ask me that. I'm I'm a Sims builder. We all know I don't know anything about fashion. That's nice. We've got this little shirt here too with the vest. Okay. This one's tucked in. Do we have anything like that for kids? I don't think the kids have anything like that. And it's got like the little floral print. We have this tucked in shirt too. Oh, there's such a good variety of swatches on all of these things. We have this little like hoodie shirt. Is that a donut? I think it's a logo. I don't think it's supposed to be a donut, but that was my first thought. I like that logo too. That's pretty cool. And then this one from the pictures, I was really excited about because it's got a backpack. This by far, honestly, I think might be one of my favorite cast assets they've ever added. I think this is like so cool. I love this kind of thing. The little mini backpack is so trendy. Like this is such a cool item. I would love to see more things like this. It reminds me of that little toddler shirt with like the animal backpack. This shirt with this little backpack has got to be the cutest thing they've ever made for The Sims 4. I would love to see more stuff like this. So this backpack is a very fun addition. It looks like we've got 4 pairs of pants. So we have these like kind of jogger looking types in a bunch of different colors. There's a lot of camo print in this kit. I swear like everything's got a bunch of camo swatches. We have these sort of plain ones as well with some more color options and just like a stripe down the side. I like how they're kind of trying to mimic like an activewear brand by putting like the little mountain logo on a lot of this stuff. I think that's kind of cool. We have that same logo across like a lot of the items, these shorts as well. These are also really nice. We don't have a lot of shorts. It's always fun to get some more shorts like this. And then we have these little pants as well. There's a lot of like kind of casual, kind of trendy, like activewear in this. We also have this dress, which is so cute. Wait a minute. No, I would wear this. I would wear this in real life. Look at this little swatch. I like how the belt is like folded under. The detail with that loop. This is all really nicely made. Like the textures on these things are really good. Sometimes they kind of flop with the kit textures, but I actually like this stuff. We also have these boots, which are kind of fun. I like that swatch. And then we have these little sneakers. And we always need more stuff like this. All right, so we're definitely kind of mimicking Adidas with this stuff. I was gonna say, when I was looking at that like logo with the mountain, I was like, and now with the like the stripes, like the lines on the shoes, I'm like, I'm not complaining. These are probably my favorite sneakers in the game. I really like those. I think that's really nice. It also looks like all of this stuff is available for like both masculine and feminine frame Sims, which makes sense because obviously it's all like so neutral. I mean, it's like a crew neck. Like, how are they gonna lock that behind one? I'm kind of curious to see if any of this stuff got converted to adults, though I think I would be really surprised if it did. Yeah, it didn't. I guess they usually do adult stuff and then convert it to kids, so I wouldn't be that surprised if they had done it, but I guess this whole kit is very much catered to be kids' clothing. So in total, this kit has 24 items. That's pretty much on par with the other kits. That Carnival one had 28 items. Modern Menswear had 24. Fashion Street had 26. Actually, now that I think about it, the Moonlight Chic kit had a lot of stuff. This one had 33. I don't think I realized how much more came in this kit than the other clothing kits. That's pretty good. Oh, there's a watch and socks. Oh, and tights. How did I miss that? Hang on, sorry. Let's go look at those, 1 second. Okay, so here's what the watch looks like. Is that a smartwatch? Are you joking? The kids get an Apple Watch before the adult Sims do? This kid's got an Apple Watch, and it's got some kind of cute swatches. What the heck? All right, well, we also have these nice branded socks, which honestly are pretty trendy. I like that a lot. I think the kids are wearing stuff like that. At least my brother, when he was a kid, him and his little sports team buddies. You know, this just feels right. And then we also got these leggings, which are also kind of fun. I feel like this kind of leads me into what I was going to say before I realized that I had forgotten to show you 3 items. But this kit feels like it has kind of a weird selection of stuff. It's like mostly kind of activewear-y, and then it's got like a dress and some tights. So those couple items feel a little bit out there to me. Like I'm kind of confused as to why they're in this group. But overall, I like all this stuff. I don't dislike any of the items. I'm probably gonna use all of it. I love having more stuff for kids. Just in general, I feel like The Sims is so lacking when it comes to like kids items. That's why that build kit for kids like a couple months ago was so good for me, because I was so glad to have like more kid items in the game. So an entire cast kit for kids is like really good in my opinion. I think I was also kind of prepared for a lot of it to look like this, and I don't mean that as like a diss to this t-shirt, but I think I kind of expected a lot of like cutesy stuff, like lots of patterns, lots of bright colors, and I think that I really enjoy how there's lots of muted things and more like neutrals to mix and match with stuff. I feel like most of this kit stuff will really easily match match like one, all of the other kit stuff, but also like the other things that we have in the game. So it's pretty versatile in that way. It's just one of those things where like, yeah, I like it. It's got a lot of cute stuff. I just don't feel like I would buy it. Like I bought it because I'm a YouTuber who plays The Sims for a living, but I think if I wasn't doing this, like, you know, being a Sims YouTuber, I probably wouldn't get this one. Not because it's bad, it's cute, it's got great stuff. I'm so glad they collab with Jen on it. It's just to me not really worth $5, but I say the same thing about every fashion kit. It's really hard to justify spending like $5 here and $5 there just on clothes for my Sims. I'm really glad the option is there. I love having more stuff for kids in the game. It's just not really like my thing. You know? I say this every single time, but I just feel so weird about kits because on one hand, I'm like so excited to see more stuff added to the game, but also I'm like $5 for a couple of shirts. Like, come on. Come on. The Sims is already so expensive and the kits just keep coming and they just keep adding more and more and more of them. It's really hard to justify the cost of that. Compared to the other fashion kits though, I think I'd probably put this one in my top 3. I really, really like the Ancient Arrivals kit, and I also love the Moonlight Chic kit clothes, and I feel like this one is up there with those two. But just in general, any of the clothing kits are like lower on my list than the build kits are. And that's just me and how I play the game. Again, you might have the complete opposite opinion. That's totally fine. So as far as like whether or not I think the kit is worth it or not, I sure think it's fun. It's got cute stuff. It's got good quality stuff. I'm really glad they collab with a Simmer to get some ideas on it. I'm really, really happy with that. And compared to the other kits, I think this one is worth the money. Like, it's obviously not got less than the others or anything lesser quality. It's just that, you know, they're all $5 and I think that's too expensive. Nothing wrong with this one. It's just like the kits that I'm not so sure about. I will say the most recent kit before this, the Little Campers kit, I love and I think is my favorite one out of all of them. So I'll link my video showing you that kit down below if you want to go check it out. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I think the stuff is pretty cute, so it's kind of fun to get a chance to look through. And if you like Sims videos and Sims news and stuff like that, I make videos like this literally every single day, so feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have the best rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. Do you know what? I'm kind of worried that we're not gonna get any other DLC except for kits for the rest of the year. We just had a game pack and an expansion pack, and now I'm kind of like, are they gonna do anything else in the next 3 months? Probably not, but they'll probably do a bunch of kits. I wouldn't be surprised if we had like multiple more this year.